been a while. I haven't made a video in some time, and to be brutally honest, it's just been the weather and the straight up lack of content. Well, I've had the car here now for about 3 weeks. I've already done a little bit of 2020 season prep, but now I'm going to go over everything that I'm doing for 2020 season prep. And what we're going to do today, we are going to remove the intake manifold. We're going to pull this guy out. It requires dropping the coolant, all of it, unfortunately. Yeah, so I'll go over how to get this thing removed and why I am pulling it. Alright guys, so we have step one situated here. We have removed the drain plug. Very easy to get to. It is right there where you see that stream coming down from. Now it makes quite the mess. So I'm going to let that drain for a little while longer, just to make sure that when I start pulling the manifold I don't have too much extra mess. But yeah, we're going to let that drain for a little bit. I hate coolant. I hate the texture of it. I hate the way it feels on my hands. It's terrible. This is a Skunk 2 radiator that I have, by the way. So in case you're wondering, drain plug is a 22 mil. It's a big boy. This thing was like hand tight too, so that's kind of scary. But never had any overheating issues, so I guess it was good enough. But yeah, I'm going to let that drain for a little bit longer, and then I'll update you guys with what is next. Okay guys, just a little update. I've had some progress here. I forgot to set up the time lapse, sorry, but I'll just walk you through what I have done so far, what I have taken apart. So first things first, I removed the throttle body. Now the reason I did that, initially I was going to leave the throttle body on and pull everything. The throttle body's got these two coolant lines hooked up on it, okay, on the bottom here. And these coolant lines are supposed to be for in, you know, cold climates, cold weather. The throttle body doesn't freeze. It's uncommon for that to happen, but it, you know, it's a possibility. My Mazda Speed had the same lines, so it's a common thing to delete those. So what I am going to do is I'm going to remove this line here, the one that's wet. I just sprayed some PB Blaster in there, and I'm going to take this line out completely. I'm going to take the bottom line here, and I'm going to put it on that barb. So I'll show you what that looks like, and that's just referred to as looping the lines. You're just looping it, basically deleting the throttle body. You can put a barb in between these lines. You can do a couple different things, but the easiest thing here is to simply just loop the lines like that, just so that you've got less moving parts, you know, you've got less connections. So I am going to do that. Now, first things first, we're going to get the intake manifold off. So far, I've pulled the throttle body. Like I said, it is 4 bolts. These are 12s. So you've got a bolt in the top on this side, you've got a stud here, you've got a bolt below, and then you've got a stud on the other side. Now both of the studs came out like bolts, which is fine, easy to put back in. So no big deal there. Maybe I'll even delete those and see if I have some hardware I can use, just put some bolts in there that are not studs. It'd be nice. But anyway, so next up, there was 2 12s on the rail here. I've pulled the 12s, so I'm going to remove this. I'm hoping this isn't too much of a pain. Previous owner did do the X injector, so I know this has been taken apart recently, so I'm not anticipating any hassle removing it. I'm thinking it's straightforward. I'm going to leave the fuel line connected, and just hopefully I can snake the rail out of the way. What I might actually do first, I'll set you guys on a time lapse and I'll remove this. This is just PCV junk here, so I will remove this so that we can move the fuel rail up on top of the head here. So let's give that a go. And yeah, I mean, other than that, just if people are interested, it is basically all just removing connectors, unplugging things, unplugging drive-by wire. You've got the one sensor there, there's sensor mounted here, so I just took the bracket off, put the bolt back. There's another bracket mounted to the top, so again, took the bolt out and just put the bolt back, and you've got these little brackets. That's the one that was on top, and then this is the one that was on the side of the throttle body, this disaster here. So who knows if I'll put those back, maybe, because they hold the wires nicely. But anyways, I'm going to set you guys up on a time lapse. I'm going to pull the manifold and pull the rail, and let's see how this goes. Okay guys, this is like the only place in the garage that has any sort of kind of light. So anyways, I'm gonna close it off here. We are done. We've gotten the manifold out. There are two things that caught me off guard that I was not expecting, so I'll go over that with you. The first thing, the bottom of this manifold, you can see the hole right there. It's a big, large piece of metal, and I'm gonna show you that. I'm gonna go and get it here for you. So this rusty contraption of death, it's bolted to the manifold like so, and then it bolts down below to the actual block, the standoff or to the subframe. I don't know, bolts somewhere below. I just reached up in there and undid it. I don't know exactly what it's to, but I can tell you guys it's a nightmare and it's hard to get to. So if you're doing this job yourself, do be wise. That thing is definitely going to get you. Oh, there's the bolt hole right there. So that's one. Second major setback here or drawback is the two studs that are left behind. So after you pull out all your bolts, there's a stud here and there's a stud here. You need to remove this stud and this stud to get the manifold off. If you try to remove the manifold without pulling the stud, it'll hit here, and the book will tell you to remove all of this, but that's stupid. So went out to the store, I paid about 4 cents, got these two nuts, and they are M8 by 1.25. Locked them together and the stud just came right out. Same with that one. It was actually a piece of cake. I thought it was going to be hell, but it was straight up dead easy. So if I had to do this job again, I'd say it'd probably take an hour tops. It took me probably 2 hours because I didn't know what I was doing, so first time. So yeah, I mean, that's it. Manifold is going to go and get ported. We're going to do some fun stuff with that, so I will definitely be covering that. And otherwise, that is it for today. So look forward to the next video when we actually port the manifold. Still on the fence if we're going to cut it open and hog it out on the inside or just do the throttle body, but you guys will see.